What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Porto versus Barcelona in the Champions League. It is the second match of the Champions League campaign and definitely Barcelona's most difficult match of the entire group stage, and it is Barcelona's biggest test of the season so far. This is the moment where we can see if Barcelona can compete with the top dogs or are the same old Barcelona that we have seen over the past few years. And it is a big test coming up for the Blaugrana, and hopefully they can pass it with flying colors. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so regular kickoff time in the Champions League, and this match will be taking place at Porto Stadium, Estádio do Dragão, of course, in the heart of Lisbon in Portugal. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed, and it will be the English referee Anthony Taylor with Stuart Atwell on the VAR. Let's start off by taking a look at the group table, where Barcelona currently sit top of their Champions League group on 3 points. After playing one match, we do have one win, along with Porto as well. The reason why we're ahead is because we beat Antwerp 5-0, and they only beat Shakhtar Donetsk 3-1, so we do have that 3-goal difference that puts us on top. Of course, we're currently ahead in Group H, and again, this was a very good draw for Barcelona, and we should 100% be finishing this group in first place no matter what. But this is now the toughest game. Again, Porto were the only big rivals that we did end up drawing in this match. Only team that you would say are a good side, and of course away from home, that makes it 2 times more difficult. This will be the match that will, of course, I think set the tone for who finishes first and second between Barcelona and Porto. Again, you want to finish first. If you finish second, you'll draw against people who finish top in their groups, the likes of probably Manchester City, Bayern Munich, maybe even PSG. They can top that group with death. You want to avoid that. You want to get those teams who drew second in their group. So again, very pivotal, very important that Barcelona finish top of their group, because if we do, we're pretty much guaranteed, hopefully if things go well, to get to at least the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which of course is the priority and objective for the season at the bare minimum. So far we're on the right track. Again, we're on the biggest test right now, and hopefully again Barcelona do get the job done. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Porto. Of course, Porto are a very historic side. They're probably the second best team in the land of Portugal, behind number 1, which is probably Benfica. We have played quite a bit in the Champions League, but Porto, of course, a very good side, have a lot of history in the Champions League. Of course, they were the winners in 2004. I believe Deco, our sporting director, was part of that squad, and Jose Mourinho was the manager. Now, Porto currently in Liga NOS are sat in 3rd place on 16 points. After playing 7 matches, they do have 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. So they only dropped points in 2 matches this season. Very same with Barcelona, of course, but of course Barcelona drew twice, where Porto have lost 1 and drawn 1, and we will talk about the loss and draw right now. If you take a look at Porto's last 6 matches in all competition, in their last match they did lose the biggest club match in Portugal, which of course is O Clássico, Benfica versus Porto. They did end up losing that 1-0, but they did pick up a 2-1 win before that. Of course, they beat Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League 3-1. Another 1-0 win in the league. They drew 1-1 at home in a league match, and they also won away from home 2-1. So the 2 drop points you could say of the season was, of course, the O Clássico, very difficult match away from home, of course, in the derby, but they did drop points to a mid-table side in the Liga NOS 1-1. So let's take a look at the last 3 matches of all competition. Firstly is the 3-1 win against Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League, where they did end up lining up in a 4-2-3-1 system. Of course, their captain Pepe, former Real Madrid center back, he is out for this match. He does have a bit of an injury, and he is ruled out. They managed to confirm this morning that he will not be playing in the match. Of course, they'll have a very good strong side. The Diego Costa in goal, a goalkeeper that was very touted last summer. My Canadian brother Estacio in the midfield. Valera, of course, the Argentine, very good strong midfielder. Taremi, the Iranian striker, who of course was very linked with move to AC Milan. That deal fell through. And Galeno, one of the young up-and-coming Brazilian stars. In the match, it did go 1-0 up to Porto, and then Shakhtar brought it back to 1-1, and then Porto made it 2-1, 3-1. All goals were scored in the first half as well. And it was more so, when you watch the game, it was more of a lot of defensive mistakes from Shakhtar than Porto, working their way in, playing champagne football. I believe Taremi's goal was actually in the second half, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. But again, Porto were dominating, they were cruising, they were of course, a level above Shakhtar, but again, it was more so defensive mistakes that got them their win than, them playing, beautiful football, where the case may be. Again, it wasn't away from home, so you could say that does raise the difficulties quite a bit. Next up is their 2-1 win at home in Liga NOS, where again, it was another dominant performance, but again, the scoreline doesn't really suggest that. Again, we have Estádio in the midfield playing very well, Raphinha in the 10 playing well, again, Galino and Taremi in the forward line as well, Wendell coming in now at left back, Joao Mario still at right back, but now you have their new center back pairing. They do have Pepe, of course, who's ruled out for this game, but they also have Marcano, who was their Spanish center back, who's probably their best player of the season, their captain as well, but he is out for the rest of the season. I think he did his ACL in the first few games. That's another big blow for them in the center back department, but again, strong victory for them. It wasn't really as difficult as the scoreline does suggest. And finally was their last match in all competition, which was a 1-0 loss to Benfica. Keep in mind, Porto did also play on Friday as well, so there's no extra rest for Barcelona for playing on Friday, and same goes for Porto, so they did play on the Friday evening kickoff as well. It was a very, very even game. Of course, you have the red card there for Fabio at center back, but it was still a very even game. The red card came in later on. It was Di Maria with the goal for Benfica around the 70th minute. It was basically on whoever scored the first goal was going to go in this game. The game was so tight. Both teams didn't really have a sniff here and there. And again, Porto went with a different approach for the 4-4-2. They wanted to be a bit more combat. Of course, they are playing away from home as well. But in the end, tough game. Very, very even. And they narrowly walk away with the loss. So overall, final thoughts on Porto. Of course, they're a very good side. They're very well managed by the manager, Sergio Conceição. He's been the manager for quite some time now at Porto. He's got them some good results in the Champions League over recent years. And again, he's still a very good manager, very, very experienced, of course, understands the system and style in Portugal and how that's why, keep in mind, Porto are the reigning Liga NOS champions. They did win it last season over Benfica. Players to look out for, of course, they do have a lot of good players in their squad. Again, Galino, the Brazilian, on the left, very strong. Taremi up front, probably being their best goal scorer over the course of a few years. Valera in the midfield as well, along with Eustáquio, Diogo Costa in goal, one of the most talented goalkeepers in the world as well. Very, very good squad, and they can definitely be dangerous. The manager did confirm that he doesn't know what system he wants to play against Barcelona, but again, the goal is to go out and win. He doesn't know if he'll go with the 5 at the back, but he said that he knows Barcelona's weaknesses and they're going to try and exploit it. So it's going to be a very, very good contest. Again, Porto at home are a different animal. Again, that's the aura, you could say, of Portuguese teams. Even Benfica at home are so good, especially when they have Champions League campaigns. So it's going to be such a difficult game. You don't really know what kind of Porto side will turn up. And for Barcelona, it's just about combining that pressure from the stadium, the atmosphere, the scenery, and of course, finish those goddamn chances. Again, we're seeing in recent weeks where Barcelona create chances but not finishing them. In this match, you have to be clinical because Porto will not give you too many chances, and of course, at the back, you have to be so strong. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list for this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Cancelo, Balde, Araujo, Martinez, Gavi, Ferran, Lewandowski, Peña, Felix, Christensen, Alonso, Romeo, Roberto, Gundogan, Koundé, Astrolaga, Yamal, Casado, and Fermin Lopez. From the last squad list, absolutely no changes whatsoever. Again, Pedri out, Raphinha out, and Frankie de Jong are out, but apart from that, no other changes. Let's now get into the press conference reaction of Joao Felix. As we all know, in the Champions League, a player always accompanies a manager, and today Joao Felix was selected. Most likely, he will start the game. Of course, Romeo did the last press conference in the Champions League and didn't start, but I think that Felix will end up starting this game. Very quick few quotes from him, so let's see what Felix had to say in the presser. He came out saying that Barcelona is a big club, which I have adapted well to, but the most difficult thing is for everyone to continue just as well. Playing against a defense of 5 is complicated. They go further back, and it's difficult to create scoring chances. Every team plays differently, and I adapt better to Barcelona's game than Atletico Madrid's game. I needed a change of scenery. Want to put Barcelona as a candidate to win the Champions League. Again, we are going to step by step. Tomorrow's game is possibly the most difficult opponent in the group stage. Of my teammates, Frankie de Jong has surprised me the most, above all his control of the game. Only a few have the level of Lewandowski, asking about his partnership with Lewandowski. And finally, Felix concluded off by saying that resting, I'm one more to the squad. If the coach thinks I should be substituted, I should be taken off in the best way possible. And that concluded Felix's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Porto tomorrow. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. He also did a press conference this afternoon as well. He was asked a lot of questions from the media, but it was a very fast-paced press conference, so what we're normally used to with Xavi. Usually Xavi's press conference are around 20 to 25 minutes. This was a very quick 15-minute one, so let's get to see what the Gav had to say this afternoon in the presser. He came out saying that this year we have more experience. These are players who have won titles and we have strengthened ourselves well. We are excited about this competition. Porto like to have the ball, but they know how to close things well in defense. We've analyzed them and tomorrow we will compete in the best way to win the game. I've learned not to be too euphoric when things go well or to be too negative when things go bad. I try to take everything naturally with all the competitiveness and knowing that you can win and also lose. I have learned to balance myself. Then he was asked on Fermin Lopez, saying that Fermin Lopez is currently in the first team. I like him a lot. He's been a big surprise. We didn't imagine this during the preseason. Everyone who came to Porto is ready to play. Then he was asked about Nico. Of course, Nico right now not doing too well at Porto. He hasn't played in the last 4 games. He made a big mistake a few games ago that cost Porto a goal. He said that, look, Nico needs minutes and we believe that he is the signing for Porto that could benefit him. Although there's a lot of competition at Porto, I think he does have the level. He's asked about Lewandowski, saying that, look, I talk a lot with Lewandowski. He's an evolved footballer, and it's true that last year we didn't know how to compete well in the Champions League, and now we have to do it at least to reach the round of 16. I think you gotta reach at least the quarterfinal. He's asked on Joao Felix, and Joao Felix is happy, he's content, and he's adapting very well. He's working very well, and he's also very committed to the team. With experienced players and other very young ones like Balde, Gavi, Lamine, the mix makes them more. The mix makes the team flow more. Then he's asked on Lamine Yamal's renewal, saying that I hope Lamine Yamal marks an era of Barcelona, but we're not going to be doing him a favor by talking about that and the comparisons with Leo Messi as well. Of course, Messi made his debut against Porto in the Champions League, and looks like Lamine Yamal might be doing the same thing. And finally, Xavi concluded off by saying that when we've been brave, things have gone well against Porto. We have to be daring, we have to be aggressive side, but we want to play an attacking game to take, of course, all 3 points back to Barcelona. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Porto tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. I think it will be fairly simple to predict, barring, of course, I think 2 changes where you could say the question mark are there. And I have gone with this lineup on the screen right now for Xavi. I've gone with Ter Stegen in goal, a back 4 of Cancelo, Koundé, Araujo, and Balde, midfield 3 of Romeo, Gavi, and Gundogan, and a front 3 of Ferran Torres, Lewandowski, and Joao Felix. Now, of course, the 2 question marks are in midfield and also in that right wing position. At right wing, will Xavi go with Lamine Yamal or Ferran? I think he will go with Ferran. In the midfield, will he go for Fermin Lopez or Romeo? I think he will go with Romeo. So, in conclusion, I think Xavi will go with experience in this match and not really give a chance to the youngsters. I think if between Lamine Yamal and Fermin Lopez, I think Lamine Yamal does have the higher chance of starting this game and could well start this game, but apart from that, there's no other changes. Of course, that back 5 is rock solid. He could maybe choose to rest Cancelo and put Koundé right back and have him, Christensen, and Balde have the old back. But apart from that, I don't see anything changing. Of course, that midfield 3 is pretty much set in stone at this point with the injuries that we do have to Frankie and to Pedri. It's going to be a very, very interesting lineup to see what Xavi does. Will he bet on the young players? Will he keep it with the experience? I think the only surprise, again, that could happen is benching Cancelo and putting Koundé right back, having Christensen and Araujo in the center back partnership, because, again, they've all been playing very, very well. Araujo is going to start this game, so who's going to get dropped, essentially? Will it be Cancelo? Will it be Koundé? It could even be Balde. You even could put Cancelo left back and then put Balde to the bench and have Koundé at right back. That's definitely a possibility as well. But overall, I think Xavi will bet on the experience, and I have going this lineup on the screen right now for Xavi. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Xavi will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Xavi's lineup. And again, it's just Barca boy betting young, and I have bet on Fermin Lopez and Lamine Yamal in that team. Honestly, with Fermin Lopez, I'm just going off vibes. I think he played very well against Sevilla, and I think he will provide that different outlook with Barcelona in that final third. Again, can shoot from long range, can create chances. I worry about Gundogan in the final third sometimes not being as effective as he has been for Man City. Lamine Yamal, definitely going to start him. I think Ferran Torres has not done anything to warrant a start in this match where Lamine Yamal has. I think, again, even Ferran Torres is better off the bench than he is in the starting lineup. if you told me, I probably in theory would go with Gundogan, Romeo, and Gavi. I'm just picking for vibes. I think I definitely 100% would start Lamine Yamal over Ferran Torres. Apart from that, I'd keep it the exact same. I considered going with Koundé at right back, but I think, you know what, you want to have your fullbacks in this game. Again, you can have Romeo or Gundogan drop in to make it a 3. And I think the most important thing in this match is, again, bombing forward, getting those chances, scoring, and then sitting back, soaking up the pressure, and then while hitting on the counter attack as well. But overall, I have picked this lineup on the screen right now, but of course in the comments down below, let me know if you'd rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? Of course, Barcelona's biggest match of the season, biggest test, and I think Barcelona will draw this match 1-1. Look, fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, shame on me. I've been here, seen it. You know, last season, you know, oh, we could beat Bayern away, we can compete with Inter, we end up losing both games. I'll believe it when I see it. I think a draw is still a positive result for Barcelona. I think the draw would definitely favor Barcelona over Porto. I think Porto had to win this game to have any chance of finishing top in this group. But for Barcelona, again, I think the pressure will get to them, the atmosphere, the stadium, the intensity that Porto will play from the beginning. Again, it does depend if Porto will go with the 5. If they go with the 5 at the back, I think Barcelona can definitely grow into the game. Also depends on what Xavi will pick. Will he bet young? Will he go with the experience? All in buts and maybes, but I think in the end it will end 1-1. I think we keep it clean sheet in this match, we can definitely win. I think that a draw is like 90% possibility. Whether it's 0-0 or 1-1, I don't think there'll be too many goals in this game unless, you know, a team capitulates beyond belief. But I have gone Barcelona drawing this match 1-1. I would say though that there is a higher chance that Porto win over Barcelona, in my opinion. But I have gone with the official prediction of 1-1 for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the scoreline will be. So that was my match preview for Porto versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But anything I want to firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I hopefully will see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set them on the screen and come enjoy and watch the game with me. I might not do a live stream. There is a lot of construction going on in my house. It's gonna be a lot of noise, so I might not do it. But if I can find some area that's quiet or go somewhere, I will definitely do it. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. But if not, worst case scenario, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the match review, where hopefully Barcelona pick up 3 massive points. Take care and Forza Barca.